Today, the city of Denver was clearing a camp of about 100 migrants. It happened early this morning in Central Park, just south of Northfield.
They cleared that camp this morning and another one this afternoon. 9 News reporter Angeline McCall joins us from where that second camp was near the airport. Angeline.
Yeah, well, not only were they swept that first time, they were also swept a second time in the sense of getting kicked out. So this is the second encampment that was set up after the original encampment, was shut down and swept by the city. Like you guys mentioned, about 100 people at that original location in Central Park, which is really off of the railroad tracks. And so the city cited safety concerns wanting to sweep that camp this morning. So they moved from that original location next to the railroad line and they packed up their things and dispersed to smaller camps, at least 2 that we know of. And at this one that we're here today, police immediately came and kicked them off that property because they said camping wasn't allowed due to it being an airport property. Individuals this morning were offered 3 days. Later this afternoon, however, they were offered 7 days of shelter, and they ultimately, all of the migrants, they changed their minds and they decided to take up the city's offer of shelter rather than continuing to another camp and declining that shelter arrangement.
So today we were really strongly encouraging folks to come inside for everyone's safety, especially the safety of the children. And the solution is to bring them inside for a meaningful length of time with very strong case management to help every family and the individuals make a plan that's appropriate for their situation.
That was Sarah Plastino, the head of the newcomer program for the city with Denver Human Services. Now, I did speak with migrants. It was a really chaotic day. There was a lot of change, a lot of commotion happening. We spoke with one gentleman who said that he planned to take a bus out of the city just because he had reached his limit, that they kept kicking him from place to place. He really had no stability, and so he actually had accepted a bus ticket. When he heard that the terms had changed to 7 days, he changed his mind, said that he would stick it out and see how things work out for him here.
Angeline, you've been covering this for months and communicating and talking to all of these migrants, and there's a lot of trust issues they have, and they've been through a lot. So this was a critical day.
A critical day, and actually that was what led, in the city's words, some of that distrust actually caused migrants to turn down the shelter offer in the first place. Families in this case get 30 days in the shelter, as we reported yesterday, and a lot of those families turned down that offer because they said they couldn't really take the words of the city without, for instance, like a written word, hey, I will be in a shelter for 30 days, because they had been kicked out prior. And so this community does have, some distrust, but all of them accepted this offer today. So as the city says, this is progress.
All right, thank you. Thanks, Angeline McCall reporting.